Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Just when you thought that you seen it all, you thought you seen the peak of the craziness in our society and what is going on in these schools, bruh, it just turns up to a whole new level, okay? These woke teachers are out of control. I'm telling you guys, this one right here, this one really had me dying, bruh. That's what had me dying. It's not funny, but it is funny. Okay, this teacher is wondering what is the best way for her slash he. I'm not necessarily sure exactly if this person is a man or a woman. I don't really know. I believe they're transgender. Again, I don't know. Okay, there's a lot of question marks here, but they assign their kids a writing assignment in which the kid has to write a profile about the teacher. And his teacher's thinking ahead and saying, hey, these students might ask me about my partner. And I don't want to be unfair to my partner because I have multiple partners. So this teacher literally goes on TikTok and talks about how she slash he doesn't know how to tell her students how many people that she likes to sleep with at the same time. No, I'm not kidding. This is actually a conversation that she slash he wants to have with their kids in class. Take a look.
I pride myself on being a teacher who's very open about her life. And one of the things I'm very open about is my sexuality. I have a trans flag, a bi flag, a non-binary flag, all on my desk at my work. But there's one thing I'm not open about, and it's being poly. And today that actually became something I had to worry about for the first time. See, the kids are interviewing us teachers as a part of learning how to write profiles on others. They'll soon be doing it with each other, but they're starting with the teachers so they can all work together on one subject. And one of the kids on Tuesday is going to ask me if I have a partner. And the answer is yeah. And I have another one too. And I don't know how to handle that conversation because while I know that the kids are more accepting of things like homosexuality, bisexuality, all of that, polyamory is not in the conversation. It's not something that is talked about. And I worry not only would this be something that might lead to rumors that I am cheating on my partner or that I am a swinger or something like that, but would also just totally derail the class. So the obvious answer, the one that I went to first, is I'm not going to talk about it. But that feels wrong too. I don't like lying to my students. I don't like telling them falsehoods. And also, I don't feel comfortable answering the question by saying, yes, I have a partner, and having to pick which one I pick as the face for my relationship. That feels super, super gross, right? So I guess what tentatively I've decided after talking with my co-teachers and my assistant principal is maybe the right way to do it is answer the question honestly. Say, while I don't feel comfortable talking about who I'm in a relationship with in this specific setting, I will say that I am bisexual. I've dated people of many different genders. And if you're interested to talk about that or my own specific relationship that you're really, really insistent, let's just not do it in the classroom setting and we can do it like in lunch or in the after school GSA club or something like that, where maybe it's a little bit more of an acceptable and understanding situation to bring this up. Now, this is a long rambling thing, and that story has kind of wrapped itself up neatly, or at least it will on Tuesday. But I think it talks to a much broader issue, which is that, like, this is a really nuanced thought process I had to have, where I had to consider the emotional maturity of the kids, where I had to consider what they already know and are talking about and what they don't know and aren't talking about, and also have to consider how does this fit in with the content that I'm teaching. And the fact of the matter is, this is not a conversation that conservatives are having at all. They've decided that blanket statement, like, you can't do this at all. There's no place for it. And that just shows such a lack of thought and care. They're not understanding their children as people and where they're at. They're not understanding the content that is necessary, and they're not reckoning with any kind of reality. Yeah, maybe like this is going to be an uncomfortable situation that may lead to some strange conversations, but that's part of being a person. And I'd rather have the kids be able to have those conversations in a safe place at school than on the internet where there's no one to make sure they're learning the right, respectful information.
Bruh, I'm done, bro. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Bruh, I done seen it all, man. I done heard it all, man. There's nothing that can surprise me anymore. I have heard it all. Okay, this must be stopped. Okay, it's got to be stopped, man. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. This teacher is really sitting here talking about how I don't know where he, I'm just gonna say she. If I had to guess, if I had to bet money, I would put she, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't say Adam's apple, so I'm going with she. But she is sitting here pondering whether or not to, or how to tell her students that she likes to sleep with, multiple people at the same time. And apparently that's called polyamory, right? That's what they're calling it nowadays, right? There's a much simpler terms for one to sleep around with a lot of people at the same time that, we commonly use. But I guess the politically correct way to describe it now is polyamory, right? She's polyamorous. She's in a polyamorous relationship. Okay. So again, what's happening here, guys, do you see the level of narcissism? First and foremost, you have your students writing a profile about you, right? You want students to write about you. Again, these teachers are getting creative. Okay, so instead of actually having a direct conversation with them about their lives, because we know that that's what they want to talk about. They want to talk about who they like to sleep with, right? And whether or not they like their genitals as well too, right? We can't forget that. They want to talk about this stuff with these kids so bad. But a lot of these teachers have been stopped because of, the movement that has been exposing these teachers for doing this. So now that they're getting creative about it, they're saying, well, I'm just going to have my students write about me as, a part of the assignment, which again is an insane level of narcissism, right? But it's a clever way to get around it. And this teacher allegedly had a conversation with the administrators about this, and the administrators are totally fine with this. They seem like they're totally okay with this teacher having a conversation with these kids, not just about who she likes to sleep with in regards to their gender and their sex, but also how many, okay? In fact, they came to the conclusion that it might not necessarily be comfortable to do it in the classroom. They actually got to take the kids outside of the classroom, right? So apparently this teacher was encouraged to take kids outside of the classroom, like to lunch, right? Or the GSA club meeting, okay? The Gay Straight Alliance club meeting, and to have this conversation. Again, absolutely unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. And the teacher knows, that this is not right. It's wrong. Because you said it doing this TikTok. You said, I can tell the kids that it's really none of their business, that I don't want to talk about it. And it's like, yeah, that's the right answer. That's exactly what you should say, right? If a student asks you about your partner, right, and you have to go into this long explanation about how you like to sleep with multiple people at the same time, then it's best just not to have that conversation, period. And this video right here reminded me of an assignment that I did in high school, right? Just like this, to write a profile about somebody. And we actually had the option, and I chose to write a profile about my high school football head coach, right? And it's funny, I'm not going into too much detail because he might actually watch my YouTube channel. I know for a fact one of my old high school football coaches definitely watches my channel. What's up, coach? How you doing? But the football head coach, who also was our history teacher as well too, civics teacher is what he was. But I don't remember ever asking him about his relationship. I was writing about him and his role as a football coach and also him teaching as well. I never asked about his relationship, okay? However, I will say this. This totally reminded me how he used to go on these tangents about his relationship, right? And all the relationship struggles that he was having with his wife and his kids and all that stuff. And at one point, he broke down crying, right, in class because of some relationship problems that he was having with his wife. And he would sit there and talk to us about it. And I was in like 10th grade, right? You mean he's talking to 15, 16, 17-year-olds about his relationship struggles. Again, one of the weirdest moments in my life. I still remember it. And to this day, me and my friends, the ones that were on my high school football team that was in this class, we still joke about that, right? We still make fun of the fact that this grown man, our head football coach, was breaking down and crying in class, talking about his relationship, right? Again, in that situation, that is a heterosexual relationship. But I'm just saying, the point is that it is weird, regardless of who does it, right? Whether you're bisexual, straight, gay, lesbian, whatever, right? Regardless of who you like sleep with, regardless of if you like your genitals, it doesn't matter. This stuff is weird. It is totally inappropriate. And the most likely thing that is happening here that these woke teachers don't understand is that behind closed doors, these students are laughing at them. These students are making fun of them. They are mocking them. They think that, oh, I'm being loving and accepting to these students and they love me. No, these students are making fun of you. In their heads, they're thinking that this is weird and creepy and they wish that you would stop, okay? They wish that you would stop talking to them about your politics, who you like to sleep with, how many people you like to sleep with in this case, whether or not you like your genitals. I'm pretty sure that they don't want you to talk to them about this stuff, okay? They're uncomfortable with this stuff. And I know because I remember how uncomfortable we were, right? When our teacher broke down crying, a grown man, in the middle of class over his relationship struggles that he used to come to school and talk to us about, right? It was uncomfortable for us back then, and I'm pretty sure it's still uncomfortable for kids today. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.